Now we're looking to see what shall we draw next. So one thing that I'm noticing is these little buttercups or whatever they are in front. They're closest to us, really. They're closer than the blades, they're closer than these stems. And we can see where they're going to be positioned because we've already drawn this. So we see that one literally sits just above where this blade is, and it's kind of touching. So we'll go straight line out, and then it's just like an upside down, it's like a little bell shape. So we've got that one, and then we've got another one that sits just above, almost touching this one. So we've got a straight line across. You can do a curve on each side, and then make that into an upside down U or a bell shape. And then we see one just up from there. It's a little bit farther away from this petal. But again, it's straight across, curve, and then an upside down U shape or bell shape. And then we've got one just above the center one. Again, straight across, curve, bell shape. And then really the next one we're going to just place it in proximity to the one that we just drew because we're getting farther away from the other one, but we see it's up to almost the top of this other one that we've drawn. And again, it curves and has a bell shape. We also see there's one over here that, okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, and we see that if you go to the 1, 2, 3 down right here at the top of this bell shape, if you go across just a little bit out and then you do this, that gives you also this one. So now that we have that, we see that there's an arch that goes between this and comes down and touches that. There's a little line right beside it. And then it goes ahead, comes down. And off of this, we have got some curves that just come and touch, or you might want to start down here and go back up and touch. Either way is fine. We're just going to make sure each one of those is connected. All right. We also see, if we look right here, this is a flower that's very close to us, and there's nothing in front of it, so that's one that's safe to draw also. So we want to look at the position of it because we're looking at the center of the flower, and we see that if we drop down, it's right in line with the side of the pot. And then if we go across, it's right in line with this little buttercup or whatever it is. So what we want to do is look at the shape of it. It's not a real round circle, it's a little bit of a flattened circle. So I'm checking, I'm going across, I'm looking down, I'm always looking back to double check, and then I'm just going to do a flattened circle. From that flattened circle, well, first of all, let's take a look at this. We know that a flower like this, a daisy, has the same, the petals are the same length all the way around, right? But we are not drawing what we know, we're drawing what we see. And at the angle that we see this, these front ones are actually longer. So we are going to just go ahead and get those started with a curve, another curve, curve, another curve. So these are all pretty long right there. But now they're going to start getting shorter. Getting shorter, you're coming off because they are wrapping around and they look to be shorter. So we're drawing what we see, not what we know. And these are going to look super short. And if you end up with extra space, it's okay. If you need to do more petals, just make sure these front ones are longer, and then as you go around towards the back, they're going to be shorter. Okay, so we've got a stem that comes down, so 2 straight lines that come down just a little bit on each side. And we see that there is a leaf. I'm going to come down a little bit more because, let's see, the leaf comes out across from the bottom of this little bell. So we're going to come down to that. And I see that there's a little curve that curves up and then down and back up, and it curves past the edge of this. And then it is going to curve up, and it just comes even with this. We don't want to go past, so we're going to imagine this straight line is continuing on down, and then this straight line is coming down and is going to actually come up, curve up, comes to a point, and then comes back down. It doesn't quite touch, and it comes down straight with another line. So there we've got the daisy. So we've got our daisy, our bells, this daisy, and we've got more bells over here, don't we? We've got one bell that is just across, so we're going to draw this little bell before this one. So we are going to go, we see it's down a little bit from this circle, and I'm looking to see how far out it is. It's about this far. And then I see that that's covering up one, so there's like an upside down U shape, and it comes down lower and across there. And then we've got one more that is up above, and there's a little bit of space there. You're going to curve it on each side and then have that bell shape, that upside down U shape at the top. Now we can't come all the way down yet. We can't draw the stem for this because we've got a leaf right here. So we need to go ahead, we can draw that leaf. So we see that in between this daisy and in this bell, on the side of this bell, there's a curve. And we want to imagine that curve continues. And we are just going to come down, start coming down with it. But before I come down all the way, I want to see, where does this end? So I see that it ends like right out from here. So I can put a little dot there. And then I can see that just kind of cutting behind this biggest petal of the daisy, this is going to curve down and curve to a point right there. Now I want to envision this is going up, arching up and behind, and it's actually going to come down and touch this side. And then this one, the same thing, is going to come and go behind this leaf. And you just keep picking up your pen anytime you run into something, and then going down from there. All right. We also now are able to go ahead and see that there's like two straight lines that come up from this little bell shape, and it's going to come up and then come down towards the pot. And we're going to come down, we're going to stop and have a little curve off for this bell. We have a straight line down and a curve off for that bell.